All right, I got it. I found the button. Okay, we're recording.
You found the button.
I'm recording at least.
I'm glad. There's 4 episodes of this shit, and we've found the red button. This is good.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
The one time that we have guests over, James, and you decide to fuck it all up.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, this is disgrace. I'm leaving.
That's it. You're done. He's done. He's left.
Enjoy the episode, guys.
Already lost our guest.
Tonight we delve deeper into NULLSCORE, a podcast that got 5 episodes and had a guest for 15 seconds. More with Henry at 8.
Fuck, should I start there? I feel like this is only going to get worse.
Yeah.
If we keep going, this is only going to get worse, and it's going to just snowball.
Give it the go.
All right. Welcome to NULLSCORE, a podcast where 2 bearded gentlemen discuss far more successful content creators than we are. My name is Jim, and this is my co-host and friend, Henry. How are you, man?
Henry, I'm well, thank you. So I'm loving the bromance here, the mutual respect. So we're not alone today, Jim. We have a very special guest with us. It's a gentleman by the name of VerK0. VerK0, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I got fuck all sleep. I woke up at 8 p.m. like a normal person.
Yes, absolutely. That is very normal, and indeed. Well, I mean, now with coronavirus, I'm sure a lot of people are isolating themselves. So,
I mean, it does work out perfectly.
It does. The gamers have been training their entire life for this.
Avoid
this
all
is
the people.
scenario
I'm a
we planned
fucking
for,
expert
boys.
at avoiding people, man. This is nothing to me.
Yeah, avoid large crowds and don't interact with people. So, for those of the audience that may not know who you are, okay, introduce yourself. Explain to the crowd.
Give us your Tinder bio.
What it is that you... Yeah.
Oh, shit.
6 foot vertical leap, back to back 1993, 1994 blockbuster map making champion.
That's him.
That's it? You nailed it.
From memory, you actually don't like the doc, do you? I think. I can't remember.
Doc.
Yeah.
I don't even... Oh, yeah, me.
Yeah.
Hang on, we'll talk about the dog in a second.
let's
We're
get to the
in
doc.
the
I don't really-
VerK0
if
I
part.
can still,
I don't know the,
we asked him to introduce himself, and then we just kept talking at him.
Subjectively,
So tell us,
No, it's fine.
who are you, VerK0?
I am a Call of Duty Zombies community content creator, trying to be a YouTuber, trying to be a video editor, and
I also like the fact that this guy says trying to be a YouTuber and video
I mean, he
editor,
is both
and
of
he
those
has
things.
10 times the subs that we do and does far cleaner edits.
See, this is what I said.
And we're sitting here like...
At the start, we discuss far more successful content creators than we are. VerK0 is one of them.
And
No,
that,
well,
that
I don't
is what we
consider
call
it-
foreshadowing.
I don't consider it a YouTuber until it replaces, the income of anything else.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I suppose that's a decent position. So you're saying you're drawing a line between a hobbyist and a professional.
Yeah, exactly.
There, I suppose. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, look. Speaking of hobbyists and professionals, we thought before we delved into the big business, we'd start you off with a light topic of conversation. And most recently in the Twitch scene, the Doc, Dr. Disrespect, the face of Twitch, and goddamn is Twitch lucky, signed on with Twitch as a network. So the big trend we saw with Ninja moving over to Mixer originally and then Shroud following him, the Doc has put a flag firmly at Twitch. And everybody kind of lost their minds. There was kind of a mixed reaction.
I feel like
from
that, what you just said,
feel?
everyone lost their minds. I feel like that's only for people who don't pay attention to the doc. Because if you've been paying attention to his Twitter and his, like, every time he jokes about it on stream, he thinks Mixer is a joke. He was always going to stay with Twitch, and they would be fucking silly to not sign him. Like, no doubt he's been negotiating with them for months because he doesn't want to move platforms. And how much fucking money would he be making Twitch? There's no way they'd let him go.
Insane.
He's
Insane.
He's besides what Shroud or Ninja, he was at number 1 how many fucking times? Like multiple times. He's spent a lot of time at the number 1 spot consistently.
He's definitely won Stream of the Year a couple of times.
Yeah, a couple times, isn't he?
Are you said you're a bit YouTube. Are you also involved in the Twitch scene, the streaming scene? Okay.
I click on Twitch like 1% of the time I do compared to YouTube. So
you're YouTube streaming.
I do think YouTube is better for streaming due to the way larger fucking potential
because of the
viewer count.
audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because YouTube has what 200 million, unique fucking visitors every day.
It's
compared
by
to
far
3
the largest
million.
video browser. Yeah, video on demand eclipses live service every day of the week. It's silly. It's crazy. The trouble I think we see with a lot of YouTube people though is discoverability for live streams. I know Twitch is no better, but the difficulty I find in differentiating between, like, if you ever, Linus Tech Tips does a thing called the WAN Show,
Yep.
and he live streams that on YouTube. It is so hard to find their live stream when they're like live.
Didn't they cop?
I know, because I watched.
Didn't they cop a bullshit copyright claim or something? And then because there was a strike against their channel, they weren't able to stream for a while there. On YouTube, they couldn't fucking stream.
You're testing my memory now, but it sounds like something that would
I'm
happen.
not sure if it was mid last year or early last year or something, but I remember something like that happening. I was like, fuck, that's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Are they just going to stream on Twitch for a bit or... Yeah.
I do recall vaguely something like that happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, channel that big, it's bound to happen. Right?
Of course.
Like at some point down the road, it's something like that's going to happen. They've got thousands of videos at this point. So, it's always going to happen. But the doc, sticking with Twitch. So now the big Twitch players are, I think is it Courage or did Courage move? Pokimane, I know, is still with Twitch.
Didn't Courage
Doc's
go
with
to
Twitch.
YouTube or something? I'm sure Courage went to YouTube.
Oh, yeah,
Courage
he did, didn't
he? Yeah, and so we got Doc, Pokimane for the home team, and then we've got Ninja and Shroud on Mixer. I think Gathalion went to Mixer. King Gathalion, he's a Destiny streamer. And I know there was, of course, our Facebook streamers as well, Disguised Toast and Valkyrie, I think.
Well, I mean, there's
over.
a couple that, like, WTF Moses went there a little while. He went to Facebook a few months ago or something.
I'm unfamiliar. What does he
PUBG,
make?
Tarkov now. He's been a
right.
caster for PUBG before, man. He was a really good PUBG player. He
Oh,
plays
wow.
He plays with Taco every now and then.
There you go,
Stone
throwing
Mountain
around some
went
big
to
names.
Facebook gaming
Familiar
fucking
with
ages
Stone
ago.
Mountain?
He left. I think he was streaming on Twitch, but most of his people were more about his YouTube stuff. At least me personally, I was more likely to watch his videos on YouTube than catch him on Twitch.
There you go. I should also note, by the way, you're going to see it in the footage, but I'm drinking a mystery beer because I have a beer here, and I've gone to the trouble of covering the label with electrical tape. So there's this blue mark on this beer that you'll never be able to tell where it's from. Just so that we don't give this sponsorship. Yeah. Well, look, man, this sponsorship stuff's not free. It's not free. I mean, unless you're the Killer Coffee
Unless
Company,
you're
in
Killer
which case,
Coffee.
please sponsor us. We love our coffee.
Fucking drinking this shit right now.
Killer Coffee Company, hit us up.
Oh, yeah, this stuff's actually really fucking good. I was surprised because there's a place close by that I used to.
All right, mate. We can cut that out. You don't have to.
I mean,
you
look,
don't
it's
have
not good unless they want to sponsor us. Then it's the best shit I've ever. Otherwise, if they don't want to sponsor us, I'm just going to go to the place 5 minutes away and buy their coffee instead.
It's garbage. I hate it.
Oh no.
How about we talk something you're a little bit more familiar with? Okay, a little something you're an expert in. Some would say. I know So COD Zombies, right? Mm-hmm. For those in the audience that, God forbid, you lived under a rock for 10 years at this point, and you don't know what COD Zombies is. You know what? You tell. How do you explain COD Zombies to someone who's never played COD Zombies?
Well, nowadays you kind of can't because it's so fucking convoluted. But
You're talking about the lore.
story.
The lore is
Story.
incredibly
the lore,
convoluted.
the gameplay, all of it's gone fucking crazy. Like you used to just be able to jump into a game of zombies. Like Black Ops 1, you load up the zombies mode, jump into Kino
to
or whatever.
Toten.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just play it, buy the guns, pack a punch or whatever. Now it's like, you gotta watch fucking 9 courses on how to do fucking specific things to get to the fucking pack a punch to upgrade your weapon. You have to watch you have to do a full course in this shit. Like 13 9-hour fucking lectures.
Yeah. So have you ever considered opening up your own like uni lecture branch where you teach zombies 101?
No. Look, the money's on Fiverr, mate. Just put yourself on Fiverr as a zombies coach.
As a zombies coach.
Oh, no. I bet you that's the thing as well.
Yeah, so it's a horde wave defense mode originally, and it's kind of splayed out from there. Originally, it was actually a Easter egg in World at War. Am I right there?
Yep. So
think,
the developers, in like their own time, just took one of the I believe it was was it a multiplayer level or a campaign level?
I think it's one of the campaign levels.
And they just
because you can see it in the distance. You
basically,
can see Nukt. Yeah.
Made a fun mode that ended up turning to be a massive thing.
Well, the World at War Zombies
Yeah,
was a lot of fun. It was the first one I played. I remember it being I remember having. It was living in a place where one of my younger brothers lived with me, and then his two friends over, and we just all had PS3s and World at War, and we just played like LAN zombies.
Yep. I think that's a lot of what you and I are going to remember is sitting down at a console with your mate, probably split screen or LAN even, and just round after round, you know, and both of you were like looking at each other whenever the dogs come in and you're like, yep, free ammo, boys. That's it. You know, that's a lot of the memories I have for zombies. And I was super excited. I think when Titan mentioned it, he comes to me, he goes, hey, we should get VerK0 on the podcast. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't know a huge amount about VerK0, but I'm interested. And he says, oh, okay, well, he does a lot of stuff with zombies. And I was like, oh, shit, yeah. Because zombies has a little special place in my heart because our family on Boxing Day plays zombies together. So my dad, my little brother and I, usually when I go back home, we will sit down on Boxing Day and we play Kino de Toten and Nacht der Untoten, and we all sit there. And in recent years, we all have a bev together because now we're all adults. But we would actually sit down and play zombies together. So that's like a thing that we've done for the past 5-6 years is all play zombies together. And when TranZit came out, there are a lot of fights in our house because that map's garbage and I hate it. But Kino de Toten, that I know that map like the back of my hand. Absolutely. So when Titan was like, zombies guy, I was like, yep. Awesome.
Like how you've skipped so far ahead in the script because you're like, I really want to talk about this thing, so I'm just going to skip like
it's so
5
good.
steps ahead.
Zombies to me is when you're in fucking year 9, year 10, and you come into school the next day and your mate sat there and he's like, mate, hit round 30 last night, and you're like, hey,
Exactly.
32, baby. Oh, you know, that's the kind of memories it conjures for me.
You get to round like 38. It's like, quick, where's my phone? Go take a picture of the fucking game over screen.
Yeah. And it's like 20,000 zombies slain or something absurd, and you question how many times you pulled the trigger, you know? Like, there are a lot, yeah. That's what zombies means to me. It's those times where you sit.
This is why so many PlayStation controls and Xbox controls have the triggers fucked. L2 and R2 just ruined.
Oh, yeah. There's actually, like, one of our controllers has divots in the sticks because the pathing for the Kino de Toten train through the theatre is all right turns. So one of our sticks has got like little scratches on one side but not the other side. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But
fucking dude, because my first ever online COD was Black Ops 1, right? Because I didn't have proper internet connection until then. So I never got to experience the previous CODs online. Yep. But I remember playing Black Ops 1 Kino, like one night, I'm meant to be in bed, right? School next day. I'm not. I'm playing Kino.
Which, by the way, big divide in Australian culture here between gamers and everyone else. You know, you say you're playing Kino and all the boomers at the pub are like, oh yeah, heads and tails, baby. Whereas you talk to the regular, like the gamer crowd and it's like Kino de Toten. There's a little bit of a split there.
Just a little. But
just a little.
Fucking, dude, I remember I was like playing like games back to back. I swear it's only been 10 minutes. I just noticed the fucking sun's out. I'm like, wait a minute.
I think most people who've been playing games for more than a couple of years can relate to that. Just a couple more games. I'll go to bed soon. It's now, the sun is coming up.
just
Fuck
one
me.
more and your eyeballs are falling out of your fucking
I have
head.
to be somewhere in like 2 hours. I'm not prepared for this
I have
day
to
at
be
all.
presentable.
Somehow I have to look not like a corpse.
Which is ironic given the nature of the game. But I want to talk about what I think because you're a map creator yourself, right?
Yep.
And that's what you say. And we've got a little bit of a slot later where we want to talk about your two maps, which is the two big ones, which is Poop of the Dead, and then of course 47 Berkeley Lane.
The one big one and the one.
Yeah,
Well,
but let's go from the start. So we do. I want to talk about both of those, but yeah, I think we do go with the start with this. So starting out, dude, what was the first game that you started playing where any sort of creation caught your eye?
Tell you what. All right. So first it was Sims, right? This was the first ever Sims.
Really?
I think a lot of people.
Sims 1.
Okay.
It's one of the sim games, like
It was like
City
the first
or Tower or the
creative
Sims.
type game.
Yep.
And actually found a computer on the side of the road, right? Completely worked. Just brought it back.
Sorry,
It worked.
hang on. Is this
What?
like IRL or in the game?
IRL, yes, no, IRL.
What the?
So you found a computer in real life just lying around, and you were
Yes.
like, "Yep, cool. I'm just gonna take this."
Exactly.
This is mine
right?
now.
But guess what's on the hard drive, right? Game called Warcraft 3.
Oh, right. Is that
This
the
is
one
how
that's
I
really poorly
discovered-
related on?
Well, now it is with fucking Warcraft
That's
3
remastered or
Reforged.
whatever
Blizzard
the fuck it is.
fucked that up big time. But yeah, this game had a world editor, and I spent like the next 4 years just creating content for that. But I never had internet, so the only people I shared it with, I got this game. No one knew about it in my whole school, right? And I just found this random computer, chucked the game in USB. It was a fucking pirated game, so you could just put it on USB and give it to anyone.
Yeah.
Ended up giving the whole school the game. So
Here, guys, take this game and play my maps.
exactly, that's
Okay.
exactly how it went.
Jesus.
So that's what you've done. You've just made maps for your mates,
Yeah, pretty much.
right? On a effectively a stolen computer, I suppose.
No, Warcraft 3 was so good.
Stolen computer, stolen game.
There you go. So
Because it's like hard rubbish. It was just junk at the fucking strip.
Well, was it? Hang on,
okay,
was it
so you
stuff
do-
sitting out there for council pickup, or was it like somebody who was in the middle of moving house and they're like, "I'm just going to sit this down here for 2 minutes while I go
No, it was
inside."
definitely it was definitely
And then this
council
kid
pickup.
walks along there and goes, "Oh, sick, a fucking computer!" Just picks it up and legs it.
Wouldn't it be great if it was like a really nice looking rig too? He's got like a fucking water cooled, hard piped rig.
like it's
He just
obviously
leaves on
someone's
on the
custom build, and he's like, "Well, I guess this is rubbish. I'll just take it."
So we're outing you to be a crib,
Yeah.
but I'm sure
Sorry,
it was.
go on.
I'm sure it was hard rubbish. But so one of the things that I found when I was doing my research, right? Because like I said, I think Titan was a little bit more up to it, and I wanted to have a look because I didn't want to bring you on and just be like, "Oh, so that weather, huh?
Who are you?
How cool is that weather, man?"
Yeah.
Dude, bro, the weather is so insane.
Yeah. So the maps that I remember playing, of course, because my family, being the zombies aficionados that we are, we're not. We play it once a year, right? Maps like Kino, Moon, Call of the Dead, a lot of these Black Ops 1 maps I'm very, very familiar with. Then, sort of as the years progressed, we started to play another couple of maps like Buried. Buried was a really, really fun map for me. I don't think we got hugely far into it because I know now, like you said, zombies have, 45,732 steps.
Yep.
But I wanted to talk about what your favorite map officially that's been released is, because one of the things I found really interesting when I was watching like a lot of your podcast stuff that you've got on YouTube is there was this discussion with a couple of other blokes in there as to what their favorite map was or what the tier list was. And it wasn't just that you disagreed on your favorite maps, it was you disagreed on everything. I think there were a couple of like common things that everybody sort of got along with. But there's this one moment where I think he's either German or Austrian bloke just loses his mind.
Oh,
I think he said your favorite, your favorite,
yeah.
you're like, my favorite map's this, and he just goes, "What?
He walks off.
What do you mean?
Yeah, he walked off. I've seen that one too.
he flipped
You
shit.
hear him drop his headset and walk off into the room yelling. Like,
And I thought that was so strange, right? Because you
Look, it's all for comedic effect.
I mean, I suppose it's all for committee, but sure, is that the sort of thing? Do you think there's a consensus around people liking the same sort of maps, or do you think it's very much a case by case? Do you think people have their own opinions, or they have their different reasons for liking maps?
I think there's definitely. I think people are heavily influenced by influencers. So when TranZit came out,
Yep,
a lot of the influencers said it was a bad map, and then
because it sucks. It's horrible.
yeah, right. It's either objectively shit.
The fire on the ground is horrible. That should never have been a mechanic. I'm very opinionated about TranZit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, the general influencer opinion was TranZit bad, Mob of the Dead good. And if you ask, like, anyone who still plays zombies, almost everyone answers their favorite map being Mob of the Dead. So there definitely is a general favorite. But I don't know if that's because people actually think that or because an influencer said it.
Well, what do you think is a draw in Mob of the Dead? What makes that such a popular map? If you had to take the influence away out of it, what do you think draws people to it? Is it a narrative? Is it a gameplay perspective? Like, what makes that map so good?
I'm not sure. Like,
So you don't agree with that opinion?
Not really, because I don't even know what my favorite map is anymore. I think I'd have to go with Black Ops 3 Revelations or Shadows of Evil, which is a lot more.
And they're very complex maps, if I could probably put it that way.
Yeah, they're probably the most simple, complex maps. I mean, Revelations by no means is simple if you want to do the ending of it, but just playing it is very simple compared to the other ones.
Yeah. Have you played either of these maps, Titan?
probably, and just didn't know what they were called.
Space Rock Giant Octopus and
Oh, fuck.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
London City.
Space Rocket Giant Octopus, by the way, is a great name.
The
for
London
a band
City one.
or a
Yeah,
porno.
yeah. That's with like all the like fucking Lovecraftian shit in it. You start off in like this tiny little alleyway right at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've played that.
Oh yeah, and you turn into the squid.
You turn into the thing with like the fucking tentacles.
Is it the
and
lightning
shit.
squid? No, that's buried. Buried is the lightning squid.
No, you do turn into a lightning
Turn into a
squid.
lightning squid thing.
Oh, is that across multiple maps?
It's just shadows, but in Mob of the Dead they had a lightning soul.
Right.
Because I remember you
ghost.
start with that garbage fucking revolver, like the one that breaks open. Yeah, I fucking didn't like that piece of shit at all.
Well, it's always the pistol rounds, man. When you shoot, and
Yeah,
you
but
try
did
and
it have
count
to
the
be
rounds
such
to
a
put into
shit
legs
pistol,
to
though?
maximize points.
I
Couldn't
think
they
it's
have
the
given us-
highest damage pistol you start with across the whole
I don't
game.
care. I hate it.
Yeah, but it's got to be the reload.
It's annoying. It's just, that's it. That's what I hate about it. The fucking reload time. It was just
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, absolutely. So you reckon probably one of those two would be your favourites?
Yeah, just
What
the
what
atmosphere.
what drives that?
It's
The atmosphere.
atmosphere, ambience, detail, sound design. I mean, it's.
So you take.
I guess it's
very-
from. I guess from me, it's like the technical standpoint, rather than.
right. Okay.
First time I played any
So,
game
yeah.
with VerK0 Vis was
Yep.
we were playing zombies. We're playing Black Ops 4 zombies. Whatever the fucking
Yep.
map is where you're on the ship. And I
Is that the one where they gave the zombies exoskeletons?
No,
don't think so.
it wasn't.
No.
But we were walking
Is it
around the whole
Infinite
time.
Warfare, maybe?
I'm just trying to figure out where the fuck to go and like where decent guns are on the walls. And VerK0
Mm-hmm.
the entire time. It's my first like actual interaction playing a game with him. I've never heard his voice before this game. He's walking around saying, "Look at the detail on this lighting. Look what they've done here with these models." Like, I'm just trying to find a gun so I don't die, man. I'm not gonna look at the lights.
I need a 12 gauge right now.
This is
Man, this
fucking-
energy-saving bulb
walking
is
around
done so
yeah,
well.
he's walking around in awe of the shadows and the lighting and shit. Like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. You're using words I don't understand.
Look at this wood plank. What do you mean?
The textures. Yeah. So, I mean, so by contrast, what do you think is a bad map? What makes a bad map? What's horrible? Out of all the
What's
zombies
horrible?
maps, what is the slop at the bottom of the bin? What's that stinky fluid that you wash out but is somehow back next week?
Give us the map that's
Out of all the
comparable
maps.
to bin water.
Yeah, I got to
We
think
live in
about this
water.
one.
The bin
What
juice.
is the worst map?
What is the bin juice zombies map? The ibis's dream.
Keep coming with synonyms while I think.
No, we're just gonna keep talking.
What is the
What
McDonald's
else
coffee?
We got the. What is the 2004 Britney of zombies maps?
Christ. What is the Ghostbusters reboot?
Oh man, what's M Night Shyamalan's Avatar of zombie maps?
You can't still be thinking. Surely you've got one that strikes you immediately.
I don't fucking know.
Fuck!
I'm
I
not
hate this
sure.
map. This
Oh,
is the
it was
worst
the
map
worst.
I've ever played. I hate it. I will lose friends
I
over this.
don't. I
thing.
don't fucking hate any of them.
Okay, Gandhi, we need an
Okay,
answer.
fanboy. There you go. There must be. Okay, what's your least
I can just give
favorite?
you my least played. I can just give you my least.
I
Played.
Least
Yeah.
played.
That'll
I'll
work.
accept that.
Alright, my least played map, I believe, is fucking what's it called? Shanonuma.
Oh, the Aztec jungle thing.
No, the swamp one where it splits out to 4 huts.
Oh. Okay, man, I'd entirely forgotten about that one. No, what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the one with the temple with the monkey.
Yeah, that's Shangri-La.
Shangri-La. Righto. So Shinonuma is your least played.
Yep.
Is it just not interesting?
It's just I don't know. Just don't play that much compared to the other ones.
Bam. All right.
What a diplomatic answer.
He's just straight down
He
the
doesn't
middle.
want to upset
He
Activision.
knows what he's talking about. not like old mate, bloody Kurt 411, who got banned from every EA game.
Let's not talk about.
Did you
him
hear
again.
about that, VerK0?
No, I did not.
Well, I mean, you would have if you listened to last week's podcast.
Don't
man.
put
What
that
the
pressure
hell?
on
What are
him.
you
Fuck.
doing?
I haven't heard of this podcast.
But basically, this guy Kurt 411 is a FIFA streamer, and his whole shtick, in a lot of ways, is just slinging crap at EA. He's just like, EA is shit. They're not doing the things with FIFA that people want. I'm the people. I represent the people. Right? EA just banned him from every EA game. They just stopped his account from being able to access
banned his
any
account,
EA
pretty much.
services. So, as far as we know, he's just never going to play FIFA or Apex Legends or The Sims ever again. So, I mean, maybe he has to get another account. We don't know. But Kurt managed to get himself banned from every EA game ever.
So what? Did he only? So he criticized the company.
Oh, he didn't just criticize
Well,
the company. He
Yeah,
went a
it
bit
depends
further
on who
than
you
that.
ask.
He went a bit further.
Yeah, I mean, EA claims he made personal threats against employees, and he brilliantly responded with, "Tell me which one of your incompetent employees I insulted." So clearly, he's got his finger on the pulse. He knows exactly what he's doing. But yeah, banned from every EA game. One of the other things I wanted to bring up was Easter eggs in Zombies maps, because that was originally sort of how the story was fleshed out. Am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah, I think you're right. Because
You're right.
the story. I think the story comes from the community. Originally,
You
because the
reckon?
community made up stories. Yeah, came up with theories, and then Treyarch, the developers, saw that. We're like, all right, let's go with it.
All right,
So
you guys
they
are going
just
to make
adopted
the
it.
story for us. I guess it's less work for us. We don't have to hire
Essentially.
writers and shit.
It's not slave labor if it's voluntary.
That's what it was like originally. It was like very community driven, the story,
Yep.
and then more recently it's turned to the studio making the story and the
Can
community
you
following.
can you, to the best of your ability, explain the zombies story
Oh no.
up and until the point where it starts to get pretty strange? Or maybe you could even go for a full attempt.
All right, here's the
Try
zombie
and
story.
explain zombies. Here's the zombie story. I'm ready.
2 mad lads making some mad weapons, with this
2 cooked dudes.
with this rock stuff they found. Turns out this rock stuff has some special properties.
Okay.
They make a teleporter. It works.
Okay.
They mess up and do something while trying to teleport, causing them to time travel.
Okay.
Okay. All right. 2 dudes. Special rock. Teleporter. Works. Doesn't work. Time travel. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
And then somewhere in between the end and then, octopus monster, shoot rock, boom, octopus tentacle thing, higher dimension, keeper stuff. Then they will kill themselves. End of the story.
They all kill themselves.
That's how it ends.
Mass suicide, the end.
That's literally how it ends.
I can't.
Fuck.
It's the greatest example of a hard left
That
turn I've ever
almost
seen
sounds
in
like
any lore.
they built all this shit up and then they were like, how the fuck do we tie this up? Everybody dies, the end. Fuck it.
I was just, because I remember they tried to experiment and then some girl gets trapped and she controls the zombies, but then she doesn't control the zombies, another guy does, and then there's like, all of a sudden there's 8 people and they're all the same, and it lost me about halfway through.
I think what they were going for was, the whole story was just kids playing a board game and you were the board game characters.
Okay.
So that's why the announcers were the kids, so the kid being Richtofen and the kid being Samantha.
Oh.
And they were just playing, a game in the room. I think that's
So
what
like
it was originally.
Right,
That
so
was
like
the plan.
like a game of D&D of sorts.
Yeah, and you were just playing in it as the characters. And then it went from that to octopus monster squid dimension thing.
To make it more interesting somehow.
So what we were able to determine is someone at Activision got fired in between
Yeah.
a couple
Well,
of
actually,
zombies games.
so Jimmy Zielinski was the head of zombies up until halfway in Black Ops 2, and then Jason Blundell took over. And I think that's where the switch happened.
So Jason fucked it up. That's what you're saying.
That's very controversial as everyone loves Jason.
So Jason has just gone and flipped the script, quite literally, and gone into lightning octopus monsters.
Yeah.
But yeah, so notoriously complex lore. When trying to research it, I got lost really quickly, and I honestly just gave up. And I'm so glad that you are also confused, because I just thought I was dumb. I was like, I'm just not going to be able to handle any Doctor Who or any other time traveling mechanic. But it's good to see that it is universally confusing. It's not just me being like 4 IQ.
It's funny that there are a few franchises like that, I think. But go on, VerK0.
I used to really be invested in the story. Like in Black Ops 1, going through Black Ops 1, ending Moon and, fucking up the Earth. And then going into Black Ops 2 and the Earth is fucked. That was like the sickest thing ever.
Well, that was the whole reason for TranZit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The Earth was all busted up, and that's why they had all the, I don't know, we call it lava cracks, I guess, throughout the map. And that really changed the way that you had to play, because like your trains, like your movements that you had to make were different because you couldn't just run.
Yeah, it wasn't so 2D. You had to jump.
Yeah,
Insane
so for me,
mechanic.
Yeah, so as a player, that was incredibly frustrating, but I'm sure as a map designer, maybe that was something really interesting and added a new dimension to it. But
I'm fine with like time travel forwards and backwards because that's not that hard to follow, and things still have consequences. But when you start going like left and right between timelines, that's when you lose me. It's like, why should I even care about anything that happens if there's infinite other fucking timelines?
Yeah, exactly. If you got to do a reset button.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So I had another question I wanted to ask you as a zombies map maker, because I think maybe I've probably lined this up pretty well, but I think as a gaming community we have a tendency to be very, very ready to complain, but not quite so ready to compliment, I think, in a lot of other scenarios. And can you think of a mechanical development in recent zombies games that genuinely drove the series forward. I know that a lot of people, for instance, have issues with the gobblegum machine and the randomness that introduces to a lot of runs, because depending on your results there, you can get crazy runs, which are comparatively easy, depending on what gobblegum you get. So is there something in there that you think really sort of, it was a big move for the series upwards, like a landmark moment?
I mean, because perks didn't exist in Narked. They brought perks in. That was definitely a great move forward. And then they introduced Pack-a-Punch. That was great.
Yep.
But other than that, I don't think there is any major things that everyone holistically agrees on.
You reckon? So you think from that it tends to be a little bit, it sort of splits off.
Yeah.
But perks and Pack-a-Punch, I think at this point, are just staples of the zombie series.
Yeah, they are.
They're they're the fries and Coke that come with your Macca's Burger, man. At I don't know I'm forgetting what the euphemism was. Was it Macca's coffee was garbage? But yeah. But let's talk about your stuff. Let's talk about Poop of the Dead. Titan?
Well, yeah, Poop of the Dead. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, "What?" I thought it was a joke at first. I was like, "He's just taken some pictures of some toilets in 40, like the other map, 47 Berkeley Lane, and made this like fake teaser for a toilet themed map because it's funny." I was like, "Ha, good one, VerK0." And then I had a look into it and I was like, "Holy shit! He's actually made like a toilet or poo themed map. Why? Why did you do this?"
All right, so there's in the mapping community, there's a little bit of hostility between the talented people and the not talented people. So you have a lot of.
On what side are you on? Which group do you fall in?
I like to believe I'm on the talented side, but there's a lot of maps that get released that are super low effort and are really bad. And there was this trend where everyone was making the world's smallest map. It was the most low effort thing possible you could do. And it was like a trend and all the YouTubers were playing it.
I think I've seen one where it was like a bar and all of the perks and the Pack-a-Punch was behind a bar.
That's an example of a terrible map.
Yep. Right.
Shout out to the guy whoever made that. Another mapper messaged me.
Guy who made that map. Fuck you. Moving on.
Another mapper by Madgaz who made Atonement, Fabric Dead Tone, a bunch of other maps. He messages me because he got rid of the mod tools, so he couldn't map anymore. He just messages me like, "Yo, I had this idea because this trend's going on. What if you're just stuck in a toilet stall?" I'm like, done. Fucking made the map. And here we are. It was just a
Well, there's more to
idea.
it than
I had
that,
go
wasn't
with
there? I
it.
remember you could you fleshed it out. So the toilets, you could interact with the toilets.
Yeah, so I didn't want to make it just just stuck in a toilet stall.
Yeah, well, there's no
come on.
What can you do?
So even though that was the joke, you couldn't sink to that level. You had to add something to it. You had to polish the turd, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably the best small challenge map that exists because it's completely fleshed out, has a boss fight and everything.
Unbiased opinion.
And the boss fight is a giant turd that you fight, but we'll get to that later.
Okay.
So you're stuck in a toilet stall. All you have is toilet paper, a toilet, and a Pack-a-Punch right next to you. You can flush the toilet to get weapons and perks randomly.
Okay.
You can do challenges by using the toilet paper. You can throw poop into a sink for 3 points. And if you do all these correctly and upgrade your toilet to a golden toilet, that gives you Pack-a-Punch weapons. And then upgrade the toilet to a galaxy toilet, that gives you wonder weapons. And do all the things in the map, you can get a heaven toilet, right? And you can enter inside of the toilet. You go inside the toilet, and in the toilet, you fight a giant turd. Once you've cleansed the toilet, you are rewarded with an escape, and you can leave the stall and roam around to the bathroom.
I mean this with the utmost respect when I say that this sounds like the fever dream of a 7-year-old.
Oh no! Fucking hell.
That is incredible.
So the follow-up to that is
insane.
now that you've explained the why and what of it, community response. What has it been like? I haven't checked the page in a while because I still don't have Black Ops 3, so I haven't been able to play it.
I think it's one of the most highest. What's the fucking word? Highest
Rated?
interest on. There's definitely the highest interest on YouTube for zombies maps. Like Poop of the Dead is ranks really high on the search on YouTube compared to like any other map, and I think it's just because it's a meme.
Oh, and it's well made.
Yeah, it's a well-made meme. So everyone loves it as the like the meme aspect of it.
I mean, you took the Galaxy Brain meme and turned it into a toilet. Like, isn't that the whole idea of the Galaxy toilet, the Heaven
2
toilet?
million IQ.
Exactly.
Quintuple head.
And then after Poop, we're now looking at.
I've just looked Poop up.
Did you just punch Google?
It has 200.
Is that what happened?
No. Yeah, that's it. I just typed Poop in Google. So I've looked up Poop of the Dead on Black Ops 3 Workshop. It has 299 ratings. It's 5 stars, man.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I suppose community response is positive.
Yeah, I'd say
That's pretty fucking good.
Incredibly positive.
That's like, I don't know if I've seen any maps, like any workshop content before for any game that I've played that's just flat out 5 stars that wasn't like the 3 or 4 people, friends, who went there and rated it for, just so it has a rating.
Your mum and your cousin.
I haven't played it, but I gave you 5 stars anyway. That's pretty good, man. It's like impressive. They have almost 300 people just unanimously said, yeah, this is really fucking good.
Well, 300 people. That's what? That's a school stadium.
Imagine all those people trying to fucking
That's
get in
a
the little stall area there. So yeah, 47 Berkeley Lane. I guess we move on from Poop of the Dead to a more serious map. The one that you've had in development for how long?
since 2017.
Jesus Christ.
Years you've been going at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit in the oven.
What do you want to tell us about it that I might not have already picked up on from Patreon? Because I do read it and like skim it every now and then. I kind of pay attention to it, but I'm more like at this point I'm more like waiting for the release so that I can actually have an excuse to buy Black Ops 3 finally and then play it. Because I want to play Poop and 47 at the same time, like one after the other.
Okay.
So yeah.
We definitely got to do Poop first then.
Yeah, that's I will because it's a smaller one. From what I can gather, it's a smaller map by far.
We'll have to do it. We'll do it on stream or something. We'll get a bunch of people together. We'll play the map.
It'll be fun. Yeah. So, 47 Berkeley Lane is a really big project, but I'm finally nearing completion now. There's only little things to do, and once those are done, I can release it as early access. So I'm excited for that, and I want to release it in March, before the end of March. So
Wow,
before
so
the
it's
start of
not far
April.
away at all.
Yeah, but I've got a whole story planned. So 47 Berkeley Lane is the first map in the story,
Okay.
and there's 2 more maps to come after that.
So
and
this is some Avengers Endgame kind of shit. You planned this out well in advance.
Yeah, and the end of this map ends at the start of the next map. So you get taken. So at the end of the map, you'll arrive at the end of at the start of the next map, and that's where the game ends. So when
I
the next
see.
map comes around, you know exactly where you left off.
Right. Okay.
And I'm trying to make this one of the most replayable maps on the workshop.
Mm-hmm.
With the way I've designed the like the lobby area in a sense. There's an area you spawn in, which is pre-game, and you can do special things, choose which weapon you start with, get contracts, choose challenges, and then start the game.
I remember hearing you talk about 47 Berkeley, and you said that you wanted to move away from RNG focused mechanics.
Yeah.
You wanted to focus more on having a maybe a more decisive experience, right? So you can have a varied experience, but one that you choose. Is it? Am I sort of on the money there, or?
Yeah, you're pretty spot on. So the map doesn't have any gobblegums, period.
Right.
Because gobblegums aren't a balanced mechanic in any way.
Right.
If
Because
you have
it's just so varied.
you've got gobblegums that can literally just skip rounds. You can buy everything for free. It's a little bit ridiculous.
Are you familiar with the gobblegum mechanic, Titan?
I think so. Isn't that it's like the machine that you can walk up to, put some points in, and then it just spits out a fucking random power up. Is that right?
I
Random
think so.
power gum. I mean, gobble.
Look, take the wheel here, VerK0. You're the
it's like
expert.
a power up type thing, isn't it?
So here, it's basically Treyarch's way of making the what's it called? The fuck do you call it when you're in you invest a bunch of money making the return? What's the line called?
Pay to win?
No. Oh yeah,
Pay
but
to win.
make the fuck. What the fuck is it called?
Loot box, revenue stream,
No.
money grubbing,
You can't pay money for any of
gouging,
this shit.
horrible business practice, Andrew Wilson loot box.
There's a fucking word for it. Imagine a graph. The money goes down heaps because you're developing the game, and you're
Yep.
gonna get past the line into profit.
Yeah.
It's so they could get through that line
All right. Money making measures. It's a revenue stream.
for Activision.
Right.
So they got really fucking overpowered mechanics that you get through RNG loot boxes in a sense.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, so it's an Andrew Wilson loot box. Are you familiar with this idea?
Andrew, what?
Okay, so
Drew Wilson.
the loot box, I'll admit, I'll trying to keep it as close as I can. But basically, there is, right, so, you know loot boxes in Overwatch, yeah?
Yeah.
Loot boxes in Overwatch are purely cosmetic, right? This is not an Andrew Wilson loot box. The Andrew Wilson loot box was the loot box that was originally devised and implemented by Andrew Wilson, and it has a distinct gameplay impact as a result of the money goes in, gameplay is affected, comes out. That's the Andrew Wilson loot box, right? So any sort of mechanic where you are paying money and there's this little bit of randomness in the center, and then there's a gameplay effect at the end, that's what I would refer to as the Andrew Wilson loot box, because that's the guy who then skyrocketed the sales from, and this originated in FIFA, right? This is where he started because FIFA has their card pack openings, and some of the cards have like legendary players who are far better than other regular common players. And FIFA makes an extraordinary amount of money for the company. It's insane. So
Yeah.
that's the way that
how people still fucking play it after year after year.
Well, it's some part of it's the Andrew Wilson loot box, my man, and it still makes money. It's insane. And now the community reaction to microtransactions is much different. But back when this sort of came out, it might have been a little bit different. But there you go, Andrew Wilson loot box.
Well, it's definitely that then.
Yeah.
100%. Because, yeah, it's just gobblegums are fucking terrible. There is a world where if you don't have the the pay to win element and you balance them with like positive and negative effects, it could actually be a really good game mechanic. But obviously they're not that.
So would you have it in a situation where you think that you would still want to high roll and low roll, or do you think that everything should be the same? It's just a different flavor of power.
No, I think there should be gobblegums where, you know, it give you a really good reward, but there's a pretty big negative too.
Right.
So it's like fucking, you know, infinite ammo for the next 3 rounds, but no perks or something.
Or you earn triple the points but go down in half the hits.
Yeah, exactly. Gives you the, you know, it's like a risk reward type situation.
Okay. So Gobblegums are out of 47 Berkeley.
Yep. And
What else?
there's no mystery box, which is definitely going to be massively controversial because everyone loves the fucking mystery box.
What drove that decision?
My main reasoning, my main motivation is so I don't have to balance a ridiculous amount of weapons, because most people just they'll get ported weapons from other games and they'll just throw it in without touching the stats, even knowing the multiplayer guns and shit. and you'll find that a gun that's like 9 rooms deep in the fucking map that's supposed to be good is really shit, and like the first gun you buy is overpowered as fuck, which doesn't really make sense in the layout balancing.
No.
So I've balanced, and I'm going to balance every single weapon from the ground up to be.
What you're kind of saying is that you've got very deliberate design that relies on the paths that you're able to take, rather than maybe this run you'll get an item that's going to let you progress past a certain round.
And I want to make the decision in buying which door first important. So if one area has this one gun and another area has this gun, I want it to be an impact, because if I buy this door, then it means I can get that gun. But if I buy this door, I can get the other gun, because that's kind of just disappeared from zombies. It's just buy towards the box, get to box, use box 19 times until gun
That's definitely the way that I'll play Kino. Yeah. Absolutely. So you get the Thunder Gun.
Zeus cannon.
God, that weapon's amazing. But so it sounds like you're putting a lot of responsibility on the player, I think, as well, in that you're taking away this kind of like, here's your freebie holy grail moment, go have fun, kiddo, and you're sort of really putting it on the player to learn the map and the impact that they can have. And then I think once you're giving that control over, there's sort of a real sense of accomplishment there.
Exactly. And I want, because the whole aspect of high rounds has kind of disappeared nowadays, because zombies is so easy. It's not really.
So this is why we had this reaction really early on when I was talking about going back to school and talking to your mates about hitting round 32, 38.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the vibe that you're looking for here.
Exactly. Because zombies is so fucking easy now that it's not a test of skill. It's a taste of, are you patient enough to fucking sit there and click the button for fucking 3 hours to get to around 150 million?
Do you remember Syndicate's world record run on Kino?
I used to watch the Syndicate project way back in the Black Ops 2 Zombies days.
I remember watching
I think I watched his Die Rise one. Is the one I watched. Around 79 or something.
I remember watching the Kino run where he got to he went for 115, which is the name of the special rock. I think is 115. Yeah,
because well, that's the rock stuff, the element 115. Fucking.
That's right. That was 2 plot points before the octopus.
Well, they rewrote it so the octopus put the element 115.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So the octopus is actually 1 plot point before the 2 rocks, but before the 2 rocks, it's actually 2 plots after. But then after we do that, we go back 1, and then we're fine. We're back.
Yeah. So it's the 2 plots without the plot before, but the plot after the plot with the plot put in the plot before.
Right. I see. Okay. But then once we split those 2 plots, we've got the octopus, and then we divide that long division way, and then we get the third plot, which of course is back to the first one. Yeah. Right.
This is exactly why I don't play any
and
of those
then
games
everyone kills themselves.
This is exactly why I just play them for a bit of fun, and then people are like, whenever anyone tries to talk to me about the story, and I'm like, man, I don't care. I'm not paying attention to that. It's too much. I can't be fucked.
It's like whenever somebody tries to explain Metal Gear Solid to
I
me,
have
they're
tried
like,
that.
oh yeah, this is Snake, but Snake is boss,
I'm on the
and
other
Snake is
end of
also
that.
not boss, but boss is Snake, and I'm like, I don't know.
No.
How did you?
Something about a snake?
Snake, look. Snake is a clone.
Is the
of
Snake
Boss.
the boss or the employee?
Boss's original code name was Naked Snake.
Oh, I see. But then there's Naked Snake, and then there's Metal Snake, and Solid
No.
Snake, and Solid Boss, and Metal
Solid
Boss.
Snake is
and
his
then
clone,
Big
technically.
Boss.
It's his clone.
Is your
And then-
snake solid?
Sorry? Yeah,
Moving on.
Metal Gear's a whole fucking... It's a whole other thing.
It's a
Let's
whole
not.
thing.
All right, so 47 Berkeley Lane. Poop of the Dead's already out right now. People can play that if they want to. 47 Berkeley Lane. When are you planning
Where
on
can people
releasing?
find your maps?
Just search Poop of the Dead on the Steam Workshop or on the internet.
I'll put a link.
So
I'll
Steam
put a link
Workshop is where
under-
you can
under the-
find-
I'll
Yeah.
put a link.
Yeah. What do you think is your number 1 tip for people going in to play Poop of the Dead? What do you think people should know?
Okay. Keep using the toilet so you can upgrade it. And when you get a fucking shield, when you get a shield, the shield's on your back, alright? Everyone understands this. You get a shield, the shield's on your back. So if you need a reload, just turn around. That's simple.
Oh, there you
Just
go.
love that his first tip was keep using the toilet.
Flush the toilet, man. Just flush.
Oh,
But
no.
there you go. Now,
Hold up, before we move on any further.
are we going to
Berkeley
talk about some Gumtree?
Berkeley, we're still not done here.
Oh, we're still there.
Are you going to release it later this month or not? It's
Yeah,
being
the
pushed
plan
back.
is to release it this month. I'm doing everything I can to release it this month.
Okay.
You're staying late. You're working overtime. You're smashing it out. It sounds like you've been really going hard.
Yeah, I mean, I've been facing so many conduits and pipes that I dream about them now.
That's what I was watching him do on stream. When he came onto my stream and started, he was streaming it over Discord. And we were watching him just put pipes on walls. It looked like it was interesting to me, but it looked like it was really boring for him because I'd seen how many others he'd already done. I was like, this must be.
Oh, it's probably done. He's probably clicked that button a million times.
Yeah. Drag these things, manipulate this. So what was the next one? Do you want me to go to the next one again? Like, or do you want to take over this one?
Well, we can. So, VerK0,
You do.
like I said, did a bunch of research. I tried to, learn a little bit about your world, so I didn't feel like I was just bringing you over here and I just talking shit, And it is incredibly difficult to work out who you are. Your name is nowhere to be found. There is no photos of your face. There is nothing. No fucking shots of your feet hanging out of bed when you're bloody drunk off your ass. Nothing.
No dick pics.
And that is insane. For like this day and age, having no way to link people back, that is next level. I very, very rare to see. So how have you done that? How have you kept everything so squeaky clean?
It's simple. Just have two completely separate identities.
It's very simple.
Oh,
It's that simple because you have your person, yourself. That's one identity, and then when you go online, you have a username, right? Mm-hmm. That's your second identity. If you link them together, then it's one identity, and everyone knows you are as a person and as an alias.
Right, because
keep them
Titan
separate.
and I stream under aliases, so I stream as Viscerus and he streams as Titan. But when we record the podcast, we introduce ourselves as Hamish and Jim.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I like to keep my online identity completely separate from my real one, just because, fucking, with shit with doxing, don't want to be involved in none of that. And it just makes it like, if I do get really fucking popular, I don't have to deal with anyone like see me in public or nothing. So
Do you take any special measures to sort of like keep yourself accountable, make sure that you don't, slip up?
not really. I mean, when websites ask you, like, when I signed up to Twitter, it was like put in your phone number or whatever. It's just it's just like some other number or some random address.
So
or some
if
random
you ever
number.
lose your passwords, you're fucked. Like some guy's going to get emails. He's like, reset VerK0's password. What?
What the fuck is that? See,
Fucking JimBob47 at Gmail is getting a lot of emails.
don't send your shit to me.
There is one measure you have to take. You can't post an image that you posted on your like alias identity on your real one anywhere.
Because reverse
haven't
image
considered that reverse image.
search.
Catch it,
Yeah.
yeah. So the reason
There
that
you go.
I added this to the script was I wanted to know, do you feel that it has helped your growth or it's been detrimental to it, that people are unable to connect with you as a person, like on any sort of personal level. They only know you through the alias and your streaming and your map making and stuff.
They're not able to connect with him as a person, but they're able to connect with the identity. Sure.
Yeah. Well, that's what
that's
I
I
mean.
don't think
idea.
it's hindered anything in any way. Because
Okay,
I mean, I feel like because I'm Australian and I'm fucking pretty
Animated.
animated with my.
Well, actually, we've already established on this show that Australia is actually a hoax, and we're
Yeah.
all paid actors.
you're not meant to say that. Anyways.
Oh shit! Sorry.
So I think that just fucking makes up for any lack of, like fucking deep fucking relations with the peoples.
See, that's one of the things I think that we get as streamers as well. We're taking a slight tangent. Is sometimes I find myself as a little bit of a counsellor. People like from my chat or stream will come in and they'll talk to me about problems that they've got. And, 99% of the time, I'm like, yeah, man, I'll help you out. Like, and, this is part of the community. But some days you're just done.
I'm the worst person to come to if you want cancel.
Well, that's right.
Not many
I don't
people
plan
ask
on-
me because I'm too blunt and rough. And they're like, they want a soft answer. They want someone to tell them what they already think.
Some girl's like 15. She's like, my boyfriend just dumped me. What do I do? Titan's like, harden the fuck
fucking
up.
Move on with your life. You're going to have plenty of chances
Just
to jump on
15?
other dicks, okay? You trust me. In your early 20s, you're probably going to be riding the cock carousel. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's nothing.
Yeah, that's how it is, though.
It's nothing right now. Don't worry.
Jesus.
You've got years of
Jesus.
disappointing relationships ahead of you.
Yeah. All your problems are minor.
Cat, can you not?
The emotions you are having, worthless. But are we going to wrap up with Gumtree garbage?
I mean, I don't have a garbage, but this kind of ties into the comments from the last show. So if you want to go to the comments, we can do comments and then
All right.
tie it back to Gumtree.
Tell you what, VerK0, mate, at the end of our podcast, we like to have a look at the comments on the YouTube.
Oh, God, this cat.
Yeah, I've got
last
episode
podcast.
4 open now.
Yep. Usually we will go through and we will read one of the comments that takes our fancy on the podcast. And it's kind of just a way of like sending it back to the people that are taking the time in the comments to interact. Do you want to pick your favorite from there and have a read of it?
Just check them all. I don't think we're at a point yet where we have to pick and choose comments. Like, there's only a handful here, and some of them are kind of long, but
Oh,
we can check them all out.
yeah, they're pretty fucking long.
All right.
Sorry, my cat's freaking out because there's like a storm outside, so she has to sit on my fucking desk.
She's like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah,
This is
I don't know
where
if you
am.
guys heard her before, walking around fucking howling. I could hear it over my headset.
Goddamn.
I think you should read Brady Davison's comment.
Brady Davison?
Yeah.
He says, shifty eyes, I'm watching you this at 6:31. Now, I think here I make a joke about somebody talking about XQC, how XQC talks incredibly fast. It's very difficult to understand what he's saying. And I made a joke and I said he's got his APM of his mouth is too high to keep up with, like his brain to keep up. So I said he's got StarCraft 2 APM mouth and then a CSGO player APM brain. And Brady
Actions
being
per
the
minute.
big... Yeah, actions per minute. Being the CSGO player he was, didn't like that at all.
VerK0,
But
please.
Oh,
He
in your
says-
research, did you find any CSGO stuff from there?
I didn't find any CSGO stuff. I found a lot of stuff about Poop of the Dead, a little bit less about Berkeley Lane. I found like 3 or 4 memes about you placing conduits, and then like a lot of retweets from other creators.
I've watched some of his
Of
CSGO
maps.
stuff before.
I
good
watched
player.
a little bit of the lighting tutorial through zombies, but I got to admit, I got lost pretty quick. I was like,
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
I have an opinion of tutorials is that most of them are really fucking bad because they go on about nonsense.
Yeah.
When you watch a tutorial, it should just tell you what to do, not...
Yeah.
So in
Yeah.
this video, we are going to be... Just shut up! Just get to the fucking point.
So we talked about how streamers will receive donations, and we talked about this one person that was donated to Pokimane stream, and he said, yeah, I'm 4 months behind on rent, but I've still got to keep donating Poke Squad.
The squad comes first or something like that.
Yeah, squad comes first. And sort of we said, is there an ethical responsibility on streamers to make sure that people aren't engaging in this sort of behavior? So like donating beyond their memes. And we got a couple of reactions here. Brady says, no, I feel like streamers should have to chase up donations. I feel like streamers should have to chase up donations. However, I would be curious if any big streamers have ever blocked someone from donating to the stream due to the either constant troll messages or a kid using their parents' credit card or someone having financial stress. So
I
he's
have a
saying,
story
Go on.
oh yeah,
about
go.
this. Ninja, there was a situation with Ninja. This was years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, years ago now. Someone from Dubai, some high-tier motherfucker with a lot of money was donating like 10k, 20k at a time.
Jesus.
And he burnt out all of his money, and he wanted a refund from Ninja of like one of the 10k donations so he could get back on his feet. in like investing or whatever, so he doesn't just go negative money and bankrupt.
Yeah.
And Ninja denied every refund.
Wow. I mean,
He stopped doing that though. There was some guy who there's a clip of it somewhere. Some guy donated, I don't know, it's like a couple $100 or something. And then he said that it was
is this
a
the one where he
mistake.
donates 500 when he meant to do 50?
Yeah, I think so. And he refunded it.
Yeah. But, okay, so my perspective on that is if you've donated, like, if he donated 10 grand and he was like, oh, it's a mistake, give me back my money, please, I need a refund, I'm sorry.
But it
was terrible.
it was multiple like 10Ks, 5Ks.
That's why I'm on Ninja's side. That's why I'm on Ninja's side here.
Yeah, well,
Ninja's
I mean,
like,
if you
knew
just donate
exactly what you're
5K
doing.
out the blue and then refund, that's fucking stupid. But if it's like 10K, 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 and then you want one 10K back.
I mean, there's 2 points of view, I think. It's like, what's one 10K in the grand scheme of things? But also, like, you kept donating.
Yeah.
This is clearly a thing that you do and you chose to do.
It's an impulse thing. Maybe.
You could have donated 100. You could have
Yeah.
donated 1,000.
Well, I mean,
but you chose to donate
I do
10K.
think it's really dumb financially of you to just be throwing all your money at a streamer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And to be clear, throwing monies at streamers is not technically a bad idea. And I love all of my subs and the people that donate my stream. Fantastic.
Yeah, please
But,
donate.
but donating all of your money is a bad idea. And please take care of yourselves.
Exactly. I mean, it's just like that with gambling, isn't it? Just spend what you can afford to lose.
Well, it's
Yeah.
I guess at least with gambling though, you're paying for a chance to win more money than you're gambling. If you're just donating to streamers, you're just throwing money into the void. Like this, you're not getting anything. There's no chance to get anything back, except for the streamer says your name on stream.
Yeah, exactly. We've got another one here from Isaac Allwood. It says, well, I think it's fair to say that there is a moral imperative to ensure no one is donating above their means. Ethically, the field seems pretty clear. Take charities, for example. I've never once seen a charity say, hey, only donate if you can afford to do so. Hell, if you get cornered by a representative of theirs, they'll do everything in their power to ensure you donate. You've only got $50 in your bank account? With that much, we could afford to feed these families for a whole month. A donation is gifted money. It's on the person who's gifting it to ensure that they are doing so responsibly at the end of the day. So he's taking Ninja's position here.
Well, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very much the Ninja argument.
I think I agree with that, though, actually.
Yeah? You
Like,
think-
it's your money. Only you control it. So.
Have you been attacked by a sea beggar before? A charity beggar? Have you guys never heard of a sea beggar?
No, I've never heard that before.
I'm very quick at turning down, like, those type of situations. Like, before they even get the first word out, it's like, no.
I used to work in like the city in city Brisbane, and there were a lot of sea beggars outside of train stations, and I perfected the headphones in, sunglasses on method. It's even better if they see you putting the sunglasses
As
on
you're
before
approaching.
you get to them.
Putting
Yeah, because then they
staring
know
them in the eyes
that guy.
as you put the sunglasses on and put the headphones in.
Oh no, you can't make contact before the sunglasses are
You
on.
can.
If you make eye contact, then they step in front of you and they go, "Hey man, how's your day?" And you're like, "I'm going home. Get out of my
See,
way."
it's easy for me because I think just the beard and the hair, I just always look like an asshole, especially if I have my resting face, which is very aggressive looking. They usually don't say
homeless.
anything to me. Or homeless, sure. Yeah, if I'm wearing shitty clothes, yeah, look a little bit homeless. I had a roommate who used to. I remember the
Guys,
first time
but
it
anyways,
happened.
no point.
Fuck man, I forgot about this until now. So, the first time this happened, we're walking through the shops. We're going to EV Games, and on the way there was one of those like makeshift fucking kiosk things where I don't know what they were doing, trying to sell you fucking.
They're always in front of EV Games. I fucking
Yeah, that was right near. it.
and they're always having a sale too.
Yeah.
EB is never not ever. It's never
They
not
always
having
have
a
some
sale.
sales on, man, but yeah, I don't know.
Right.
I don't think they're doing so well at the moment, EB. But anyway, these people were standing there, obviously trying to catch people on their way past. And of the two of us, they singled out my roommate, I suppose, because he was the less intimidating looking one. Keep in mind, this dude was like 120, 130 kilos and not as much fat as me. He was a bigger guy, bit muscly too.
Right. So he's built.
Yeah, he was built. He had a belly, but like arms and shoulders and shit. He's a big guy. As we're approaching, they start talking to him, and he started quiet and got louder. He didn't even look at them. He didn't make eye contact. As he was walking towards them and then walking past, all he did was go, "Oh!" He just made this noise the whole way walking past them.
So he just yelled.
He just
as
yelled.
He went past.
He just yelled a noise until they were out of earshot.
So two very different approaches. The sunglasses, headphones in, of course, being the non-obtrusive method, as opposed to what I'm now going to refer to as the Highlander method, where you just yell at the top of your lungs as you walk past.
He gave no warning that he was going to do it. We were just walking along having a conversation, and then all of a sudden, this chick from the kiosk says, "Hey, mate, how..." And before she could even finish saying, "How are you going?" he just opens his mouth and makes this fucking noise and keeps walking. And I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? After we got past, he stops and just acts like nothing happened. I was like, what was that all about, man? And he said, I just fucking hate those idiots. I'm like, that doesn't explain the noise you just made. He said, I always do that. So they don't, and then when I come past on the way back, they won't speak to me. I'm like, that actually makes a lot of fucking sense. They don't want to hear that noise again.
So he only has to do it once.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to do it twice.
As long as the same people are there, he can get back there all week, and they won't speak to him again.
I was about to say, yeah, he just needs to rotate through all the employees, and then he's fine.
They'll recognize him. And go, oh no, don't, not this guy. Trust me.
Boom. There you go. So do we have a follow up from Gumtree Garbage? Is that what you were leading to with last time when you said you didn't have any specific garbage?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Hagel's comment on an older video. I think it might have been Ep3. Hold on a sec. I'll double check. I'm sure it was Ep3. There he is. Okay, so Hagel's has said Luke Hargreaves. I don't know whether it was his username or he's got his full name on YouTube.
It
whatever.
comes up as that.
It's Hagel's.
So
We know who he is. He's Hagel's.
It's Hagel's. Yeah.
All he has said is buy the strap or we all unsub. So.
So let's go over you might not be super in depth with this, but we do a segment called Gumtree Garbage, which is where we have a look at Gumtree and we find awful ads and we kind of just laugh
Rip on them a little bit.
Rip on them a little bit. And one time we found a strap for a Car 98K with no clip pin.
Missing a clip or a pin or something that holds it to one end.
Yeah. So some bloke in Perth was specifically selling a leather strap for a rifle with no pin and thought someone would buy it. Someone somewhere wants it
for $10. So I'm gonna dump the link in. I'm gonna message it to you. Hold on a sec, because Vis has already seen this. So here's the ad. It's still there. Not surprisingly, over a month later. Here's the fucking Car 98 Mauser rifle sling, still for sale for $10. So I guess, did you guys want to help me write the ad without, because I think I do want to go buy it now. That's all the encouragement I needed.
Are you going to go buy it?
That's all the encouragement I needed was Hagel's saying, go buy it. So
you want the offer to buy it? Is that what we're writing?
Well, here's what
Why?
Why?
Why would anyone want that?
Well, I mean, that's what the joke was. We were like, the guns aren't that, not too many people own them in Australia as opposed to somewhere like the US. So who even has
how many motherfuckers? Yeah,
well, this is it, man.
Who has this and needs this?
This is the one guy in all of Australia who has a Car 98. So who is his customer base? But anyway, so I messaged him. I said, hi, I'm interested in K98 Mauser rifle sling. That's just the generic message. And I followed up, is there a story behind the missing pin? I don't own a Car 98, but I would buy the sling if there was an interesting enough story behind the missing pin. No, I'm not joking. So he got back to me. Sorry, not much of a story. Bought it for my Car 98 years ago. Took it for a shoot. Not sure what happened, but the pin somehow fell out. Bought a sling, put this one in a box. Having a clean out and found it. Forgot it was there. Hardly got any use out of it. That's all he said. That's the end of his message.
Which is the most reasonable answer and exactly what you would expect.
So I found this junk and I thought I'd throw it out, but I didn't. I'm selling it.
It's legitimately like there are so many things. Like we saw one was like skateboard trucks for like $10, and they were just disgusting.
Absolutely
Like,
destroyed.
you may as well just buy new trucks.
One of the wheels,
Yeah.
like the bearings, are obviously fucked. So he took the bearings out of the wheel, but put the wheel back on the trucks, just loose, just
Yeah.
flopping around on there.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It was pretty
Kar 98
ridiculous.
string. What do you guys think? Should I go buy this fucking sling?
I think you should. I think
It's only
you should
$10.
absolutely buy the sling. What do you think, VerK0? What do you think
Hit
is
him-
something you could use a sling for?
Hit him with $5. $5.
You want to haggle? You want to haggle for this Kar 98 sling?
I already told him I'd buy it for 10 though. Like, I can't just go, well, that wasn't a good enough story, but I'll still buy it, so I'll give you 5.
I mean, you could say exactly that.
I could.
That is exactly what you could say.
I just don't want to be a prick to him. That's all. I've already, like, this is weeks ago. Like, oh, fuck, when is this?
He's pretty straight up. He sounds like a pretty
20th of February, so
Straight up.
it's over 3 weeks since I messaged him.
Maybe, perhaps we ask him if the sling's still available,
Okay.
because this is some pretty hot property item.
All right. Let's go this.
It might have gone.
Sorry, I didn't get back to you earlier. If this is still available, I'd love to come and take it off your hands.
Oh, give us your best salesman sign off, VerK0. How do we end this
It can't be
message to
too
this
bad, or
man
else he's just
to-
going to
to-
ignore me. He's going to go, yeah, whatever, dickhead,
Yeah.
and he just won't answer me.
Something solid. We want something solid. We want to get this guy's attention. That's exactly
Right, you hit him with it. Seeing as though this probably hasn't sold yet, I'll take it off you for $5.
Immediately
since
he
the story
thinks
was
I'm a
pretty
dickhead.
whack, anyways.
Story's pretty whack. What do you mean?
Pretty whack, man.
Took it out once and a part fell off it. Fucking whack story,
Yeah.
man. That's
That's a whack,
far
man.
out.
It's an easy bar. Easy sound.
It's got to be something that has to be something that won't immediately offend him. I feel like this guy is going to be one of those older dudes who, as soon as you say anything remotely like disrespectful, he's going to be like, "Well, I'm not selling it to you now. No dickheads."
He's the kind of bloke that puts no dickheads. Yeah, I was exactly about to say the same thing.
Boom.
All right,
sads.
well, let's go with love to take this beautiful thing off your hands.
I'd love to. All right, I'd love to come take this beautiful thing off your hands. Yeah?
What other adjectives? What other adjectives should we use, VerK0?
I'd love to take this superb, exquisite,
Oh yeah, here we go.
All right, should I?
Yeah.
fine.
Let's just go with one
Antique.
exquisite thing off your hands.
Exquisite. Good word. Good word.
All right, so that's how it reads. Sorry, I didn't get back to you earlier. If this is still available, I'd love to come take this exquisite thing off your hands. He's not going to answer me now.
He is.
We're never going
He
to get this
absolutely
strap.
is. No one else is going to buy it. He just might think you're a
Sounds like you
little-
fucking. It sounds like every time you say that, it's like you're fucking in a gang. Go get the strap.
Get the strap in.
All right, should I send this?
strap.
Am I sending this message?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Sent.
Boom. You are now the proud owner of a Kar 98K rifle strap.
Not if he doesn't answer me after that fucking.
Oh my
all
god. Oh, there you go. There's the Kar 98 strap.
Holy shit.
We should probably wrap things up here.
so.
So, VerK0, where can people find you? Where is the best place to find you, man?
The internet. Search VerK0 anywhere on anything.
So it's
Yeah. So what are we
find me
talking? Which is Twitter,
Twitter,
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah, Twitter, YouTube.
Yep. And
Twitter,
it's
YouTube,
VerK0.
and
worth
Same
mentioning that it's VERK0.
Yes,
Not an
the
O.
Yeah.
O is a 0.
Right, okay. And so Twitter, YouTube, Steam Workshop, of course, if you want to have a look at Poop of the Dead or 47 Berkeley Lane coming out before April, hopefully. Fingers crossed, no promises. Take backsies.
no
you
take
can also
backsies.
No take backsies. You can also reach Titan and myself on either Twitter or YouTube. Of course, there's also the Twitch channels where you can yell at us live. NULLSCORE, of course, is on the NULLSCORE YouTube channel. And by the time this episode goes up, you'll also be able to find it on all good podcasting platforms. because we'll have it all set up with a wonderful RSS provider who I won't name as yet, pending technical issues, but you should be able to catch it on Spotify, Google Podcasts, all that good stuff. So listen to it in the car, the shower, on the toilet, whilst you're playing Poop of the Dead, whatever you want to do.
Don't listen to the Spotify one in the shower. Take your iPad or your phone in and watch us while you're in the shower.
That's right. Yeah, have a look. Especially, when you're most naked, that's what we want you to watch the podcast.
So every time we look at the camera, it feels like we're looking at you in the shower. That's what we're going for.
Exactly.
Oh, we weren't doing that the whole time?
It doesn't matter for you. You're not going to have a camera. No one knows what you fucking look like.
Look, listen to the sounds of my movement. Right.
Listen to my
and then
eyes
we'll
watching
echolocate, build a 3D model from the sounds bouncing around the room.
Oh, no.
All right, well, VerK0, thank you for hanging out. We should roll the outro, Eddie.
Fucking
Thanks for having me on.
All right, well, yeah.
So this is the part where we talk shit and the music fades out.
Well, soon. First we have to say thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you all next week. Thanks, Vis, for tanking the fucking outro on me again, making it difficult to find a point to edit.
Every time.
We'll see you guys next week.
Fuck it every time.
See ya.
See ya.
So,
Fuck's sake.
Oh, every time, dude. Every time.
Have I told you
with the
before?
outro.
I've watched both of your streams while I've been in the shower before. I just put the iPad in a fucking shampoo thing holder.
Really?
Yeah, and I just watch streams and talk in chat and stuff. I've told people before in chat, they're like, what are you up to? I'm like, I'm showering. And they're like, oh, we'll see you in a minute. Like, no, I'm in the shower right now.
I'm typing this message with my dick.
There's only 2 responses ever.
no, you can probably get text to speech like that. Like, fucking...
What, to type in Twitch?
Text to speech in the chat.
On my iPad?
Yeah.
I don't think so. But I mean, that ruins the personality, because then I can, like... Nah, I'd rather just be typing. I'd rather them know that I'm super naked right now and typing in your chat. How does that make you feel?
Get it to be like, I'm rock hard in chat. Let's go.
Then hit him with my emote.
We've had discussions as to which emote's creepier, your emote or my half cam emote,
yeah.
and yours won resoundingly.
Yeah, 100%.
Your emote is by far